Commissioner Gordon is in the DorkLair. Welcome to another DorkLair action figure review. Today I'm taking a look at the Mezco 112 Collective Commissioner Gordon. This figure was exclusive to San Diego Comic-Con, but they also had an online sale, and that's how I got mine. Pretty great figure. I'm super psyched to have a really cool looking Commissioner Gordon in like a cloth coat and all that stuff to go with my Mezco Batman collection, because I do have quite a few Mezco Batmans at this point, so it's pretty cool to get another character from that universe, especially Commissioner Gordon with this awesome bat signal. Yeah, man, this is a great set. Really high quality, nice piece. Let's get into this review. All right, first up, take a quick look at the packaging. It's got a very big box. Obviously, it comes with a diorama and stuff, so it's going to have a large box. So great artwork on the front, and then coming around to the side, you have this awesome picture of Commissioner Gordon over here. On the back, you have a picture of the figure itself with the accessory, and then on this side, you have another shot of Gordon. The box has a slip cover, and then like that. And then, just so you can see for scale the size of this thing, here's a standard exclusive box. It's got basically the exact same height, and I think it's basically just double the width of the box. And then if you want to take a look at how deep it is, you can get a sense of sort of, you know, how many of these. It's probably like 2.5 deep. So basically, it's got some of the same dimensions, height-wise at least, as the other exclusive boxes. Great looking packaging. I love this. Really makes it feel like a San Diego exclusive, and just awesome, awesome piece of packaging here. And then next up, he comes with all this stuff. So I already put one of these pieces together. And just to show you what the other thing, what it looks like before you assemble it, is this. And it's got, you know, like perforations, and you just sort of fold it up, and it comes into this piece right here. And then these are like really high quality, really thick cardboard pieces right here. You can get a sense of how thick it is as you open it up. And this has a cityscape. Let me fix the camera here. So this has a cityscape right here, and then this other thick piece is the flooring. And you would take these two here and stick them in, and then this other one would form the other piece to give it a little bit of a three-dimensional look. And this is a really high-quality piece. I like it very much. So this is really cool that it came with this. If you want to see how Gordon looks in there, looks like this, and then the bat signal there. And we'll kind of get into that stuff a little bit later. All right, so taking a closer look at the figure itself, the sculpt, paint, and details on Gordon are quite good. This is the lesser of the two heads, in my opinion, although it is really good. It's a great look. It just feels a little less complete, or a little less realistic to me. The other one feels very kind of gritty and real. You can see that the hair is very intricately sculpted. There's just not a lot going on color-wise. The other one has gray, and this one is just a solid brown to kind of give you that younger Jim Gordon look. Nice bushy eyebrows, bushy stash. I kind of wish the stash had come down a little more. There's something a little weird looking to me about the way you can see the upper lip like that. I think maybe it should come down over the lip a little bit, just to have that kind of like bushier mustache look. The eyes, it's hard to get a good look at them because the glasses are like a separate piece and they're constantly casting a shadow. But my eyes seem to be painted well. It's hard to get a really good look. The glasses are glued on there, and they look great. I think the glasses look fantastic. They're a little thick, but I feel like that kind of fits the character. You know, they get the bushy mustache and the big thick glasses and all that stuff. The head is attached to the neck. It's all one piece. And, you know, this is basically the Joker or Spock body that a lot of their figures come on, that I think many people are starting to get a little tired of because of the single jointed elbows. But yeah, it's on that body, so it's going to have the same kind of engineering with the head together. So the next thing, I'll just take a look right now at the other head sculpt, even though it's an accessory, but I'm going to look at it right now. So this is the older Commissioner Gordon. This one has a lot more kind of like details on it. It's got the gray hair going on. It's got wrinkles throughout the face. I feel like I like the mustache better on this one as well. It's just, I don't know, I just like this one better. I like this kind of age for him. It just makes a lot of sense. But, you know, Mezco has done the different eras of Batman, so it's kind of cool that they've included a Gordon with heads where you can make him either kind of the young Gordon to go with like the first year Batman, or you can kind of make him the classic older Commissioner Gordon to go with, say, the Sovereign Knight Batman. So kind of getting a look at the rest of the body, looking at the shirt. It's basically like a sage green. It's got a little bit of texture to it. It's hard to pick up on the camera, but like the pants as well also are sort of like meant to look tweed or something like that. The tie is very short. I feel like that kind of fits the type of character, you know, like a cop putting a tie on would probably tie it short, whereas like Bruce Wayne putting a tie on would tie it like very like right down to the buckle like it's supposed to be. I do sort of I would rather it come down and be long enough so that I could use this body for, say, a Bruce Wayne, but still it looks pretty cool. It's kind of funny that it's short like that. I feel like they did that on purpose. And then so kind of coming around, you do see this piece. You got to tuck that piece in. That's part of the tie around the back. But then looking at the belt, you can see that it's like a sculpted plastic piece that's glued to the pants. The belt is got a buckle there, and it's got all these little holes so you can pop in the holster with the gun and the badge and the walkie-talkie and so on. So the belt looks pretty nice. Looking at the pants, the stitching looks good. They fit well. Mezco does a really good job of their cloth goods. They are, in this scale, in my opinion, they are top notch. Real quick, another accessory I'm just going to take a quick look at because I happen to have it on him right now is the watch that he comes with. I'm doing this because I keep forgetting to do the watch. I think I forgot to do the watch on the last Gomez review that I did, but just because it's so small and, you know, you forget about it. But it is a separate piece. It does sort of come separately in the box, and you have to pop it on, and you want to be careful. If you drop it, you might lose it. But yeah, so that thing pops on and off just like this, and then you can pop the hand back on, and it looks good. It's a nice little touch to have all these separate little pieces, a very Mezco-esque kind of thing to do. And then looking at the shoes, are basically like loafers, and he's got sort of what would be black socks, sculpt painted on the bottom of the legs there. So pretty good looking shoes, and then they have treads on the bottom, and you can put it in the peg. Okay, and for scale, to see how he looks next to a couple other DC Mezco figures, here he is next to the Sovereign Knight Batman. He's roughly the same height as this Batman, and then here he is next to the Joker and being on the same body. I think Joker's a little taller because he's got taller boots on, but relatively the same height over there. And then if you want to see how Batman looks next to the bat signal that comes with Gordon, here it is right here. So yeah, this bat signal is pretty big, and we'll get into that in a little bit. For accessories, like I said, he comes with this second head sculpt. He comes with a number of different sets of hands. This set has sort of like one pistol holding hand, and then this can have a general gripping hand for like his walkie-talkie or something like that. And then this one, I think this hand is used to flash his badge. And then this one here, I feel like this one's maybe to flip the switch on the bat signal, or maybe a different sort of like walkie-talkie holding hand, or maybe if you want him smoking like a cigar or something like that. Even though he doesn't come with a cigar, I feel like this might be that hand. He also comes with this single weapon, just a single pistol handgun, and it has like this kind of action right here where you can pull the barrel back like that to kind of load it or whatever, and then but it doesn't have the usual magazine that you can pull out and pop back in that a lot of the Mezco pistols do. It has a holster as well. So this holster right here has a peg that you can peg into his belt, and then the gun can go in like so. almost very, it's like a very cop-like one. I feel like it's got like that little locking mechanism sculpted in there. You know, if you ever see a cop and you see like their gun isn't just like, somebody can't just walk up to a cop and pull their gun out. It's like kind of latched in there and the cop knows how to undo it or whatever. But it's nicely sculpted. Not a lot of paint on it, but looks pretty good. And if you want to see how it kind of goes on him, there's a hole right in the side, right here. And you can kind of get it right in there, and it goes right on his side like this. And finally, with the gun, it has a blast effect as well, with a bullet coming out of it. You'll be very careful with that. It's very delicate, but it looks pretty cool. Nicely painted. It's got it's like a transparent color, but it has like a little bit of a yellow to it, and then as you get closer to the bullet, it's like almost clear white. And he comes with this tactical vest with all these sort of little pockets in there. It's got a functioning zipper right there, and then Gotham City Police Department on the back with lots of like little details and straps and everything. This is a very, to me, this is one of the highlight accessories that he comes with, aside from the bat signal, of course. But I'll pop this on here right now just to show you how he looks with it on. So there he is with his vest on, and I've also put the holster on there with the pistol, and I'll kind of keep adding on the little pieces as we go, as we keep talking about it. And next up, he has a walkie-talkie with the sort of like the little CB radio kind of thing extended off of it. And then that piece has a little magnet so that when you clip it on, it will actually stay connected to it's a little metal piece that he's got a magnet in his chest, I believe, and it clips on there. This has a little bit of silver paint there to make it look like there's some knobs at the top. Nice detail. This doesn't come off, I don't think, so you can't just do walkie-talkie mode with it, where you would have him just holding the walkie-talkie, but this is a really cool little piece. It has a lot of depth to the figure, that it's not some, it's all separate pieces. It looks really cool. So let me show you how it looks with it on him. Okay, and then this, you can see this hole right here. This one just pops right into that hole. And then the little walkie-talkie piece magnetizes to his chest up top there. So very nicely snug look. Everything fits very snug and just looks nice. It's just really impressive that they're able to do all this in this scale. It's pretty awesome. And then the last thing is this badge that can go right on his belt right there. And yeah, so he's looking really good with all his stuff on there. I like this a lot. I kind of feel like all of the gear goes really well with the younger head sculpt. And then the final thing is the trench coat that I think kind of goes with the older head sculpt here. And the trench coat is pretty good. Nicely fitted. It fits on him well. I'll pop that on in 1 second. And there's the trench coat. It's got little wired thing, so if you wanted to like tie it up nice and tight, you could tie those wires around and like get him going that way. But yeah, so it's a pretty cool looking coat. It's nicely tailored. It looks really good on him. There's a few little dangles that I need to like kind of clip right off, but otherwise great looking coat. And this is the look for me. This is the Jim Gordon that I want, flipping the switch, calling the bat. This is sort of, to me, this is the one I want. It almost makes me wish I had an extra one or could afford a second one of these, just so that I could have both versions. But I mean, it was a $125 item, so not going to be able to really army build Jim Gordons. And for accessories, last but not least, we have the bat signal. And this is such a nice, high quality diorama piece. It's just beautiful. They've done such a nice job on this. It's all like brushed throughout with like a gunmetal color to make it look like metal. It is plastic. It is fairly light. It's just, it looks very metallic. They've done a really good job. And they have the lights in here that kind of, they're not lights, but they have all these little reflector pieces in there. So what you do is you put the batteries in the bottom and then you flip the switch to on. That doesn't turn it on. What you do is on the side here, you have this switch right here, and you can have Gordon himself flip the switch and then it's on. And the light is nice and bright. If you were to shine it on something, you would see the bat symbol. Here, let me grab this diorama piece so you can see that it actually does shine. It's hard to see on my back on my backdrop because my backdrop's black and it's really hard to get all the darkness there. But you can see it shining up on there. So if you want to kind of like have your little diorama piece, it looks really cool. And he does come with the typical 5-inch Mezco stand with the GCPD logo on there. Mine, however, the flight arm on mine is completely fused right here. I don't know. There's a little bit of like a haziness over there, and I don't know if there's glue on there or what, but I just can't get it to move. You can see it. I don't even have the screw in there right now. I took the screw completely out, and unfortunately mine is completely fused. I'm probably not going to bug them for another one because I have so many of these that I'm not even using, so I don't really need an extra one, but it is a little bit of a bummer, you know, to have a piece that's broken. And finally, the articulation. He is, again, on a single piece head and neck, and he can kind of like nod back and forth and look down this far. He can look up that far. His head can spin all the way around, so good amount of articulation, even though it is one solid piece. His arms, again, he's basically on the Joker body, and his arms can do relatively the same stuff the Joker and the Spock can do. He can get up this far. I do love how simultaneously tight and smooth this classic Spock body is. It would be nice, though, if they started doing some slimmer bodies with the kind of like the Gomez body so that you can get more articulation. But he can bring his arm up this far and back around this far. He can bend those single jointed elbows this far, and there is a swivel at the elbow, although there's no swivel at the shoulder, the bicep, there's no swivel, but there's a swivel at the elbow. The hand is on a ball and hinge, and you can kind of rotate all the way around nicely there. The torso has an upper torso articulation point, but again, like a lot of those figures like Spock and the Joker, there's just not a lot. You can twist him a little bit up top and you can crunch him ever so slightly, but just not a functional amount. He can crunch, let me get this off. He can crunch a tiny bit at the waist as well and then rotate too. He can kick his leg forward. Just gotta watch out for those pants this far, and then he can come back this far. There is a rotation at the top of the thigh right there. And his knees are double jointed, so he can come all the way up with his knee. And there's no rotation at the knee, though, however. And then the ankles have a little bit of pivot, and he can pivot side to side. They can spin all the way around. He can point his feet down this far and then back up this far. And finally, he can do the splits. If you get the pants up there, you can get the splits about that much. So, you know, limited articulation because it is on that Spock body, Joker body, but not terrible. You don't need Gordon getting into some crazy poses, though. It would be cool if you could have him holding like a rifle two-handed because you know, he is a police officer. So, yeah, so great figure, awesome release. I do love this bat signal. I love just everything about this release, the packaging, the figure, the details, the sculpting on these heads. Just looks like an awesome, awesome Jim Gordon, and it's a very pleasant addition to the collection to go with Batman. And I'm very happy to have this one. So thanks for watching my video. Tune into some of my other videos, other reviews, other Mezcos, lots of Mythic Legions. I'll be doing a lot more. I'm going to be doing the Street Gomez pretty soon. I have a whole bunch of Mythic Legions down the pike. And thanks for watching. And until next time, may the Force be with you.